Welcome to a brand new episode of the post game. I'm your host, Davion. I'm joined by Lillian
What's up?
and Oronde.
What's poppin'?
And today we are back on our last division on our Let's Talk NFL series. We are talking about the Chicago Bears today. How do you feel about the Bears, man? Walking into this season.
They're not going to be good.
Huh.
I like their draft.
I predict they finish last in the division.
They are the worst team in the division, but I like their draft. And I'm a Justin Fields enjoyer, as I did root for him in his college days. And I would like to see him progress and get better as a passer. And I hope they protect this man. They did draft a first round top number 10 pick, Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. That NFL line that they have down at SAC school. So I appreciate the moves that they're making as well.
So, looking at the Bears, they have had an off season where they had 150-ish $1 million to spend. I mean, you look at it, they're like the Eagles from last season. I mean, they had all this money to spend, and where did they go? So they picked up a lot of different free agents, a lot of different players, and so what they picked up in a trade, they picked up DJ Moore, right?
Yep.
Last season, I know they had Chase Claypool, but he didn't really do much of anything last season. Who else did they pick up?
Tremaine Edmonds, but they way overpaid for him.
Yes.
I guess they got Robert Tonyan. That's a good.
Yeah, they did pick up Tonyan.
Wait, Mercedes Lewis from the Bears?
Yes, he is.
They've got a good tight end room. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they do. What's that guy's name? The really good one?
Matt.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, I think I just want to point this out. So they had the league's worst defense last year, surprisingly. But they were first in rushing yards a game and last in passing yards a game.
The Bears?
Yes, the Bears.
Jeez.
Bear down. They do have a pretty favorable schedule, though. I would like to say that.
You want to walk us through it?
Gladly. So they open up with the Packers. Then they go to Tampa Bay, which
that's still a win.
That's a win.
I
don't do this. Baker's a bum. He might not even play.
I want him to lose.
They might be playing Kyle Trask. Who knows?
All right, listen. We're not talking about the Buccaneers right now. We already went past that. Shut up. Hush. Now, they go to Kansas City. Can't expect them to win that, but you play the Broncos, which I've been using the Broncos as like a benchmarker for whether your team will be good or bad. So if they win that, then the rest of their season should be a cakewalk. Then they go to DC to play the Commanders. Then home game versus the Vikings and the Raiders. I think they win that Raiders game. Go to San Diego. Sorry. F you, Dean Spanos, trashy owner. Then they go to New Orleans. I'll give him the win. Just because I want to be a hater. I'll give
okay, whatever.
Carolina. I'm sure they can beat Carolina. Then the Lions and the Vikings, and then the Lions.
Oh, there's a few.
That's the stretch right there.
Oh, they got the
yeah, they beat the Browns, beat the Cardinals, beat the Falcons, and then I think they lose the last game of their season. I think they just I think they go what is it, 9-8? 8-9.
9-8 might be a little high.
That's my ceiling. My ceiling for them is 9-8.
I've seen a lot of people saying the Lions are going to be a 10-win team, a 9-win team, and I'm like, what makes them an instant 9-win team? Like, I mean, head coaching, we don't even know what that looks like.
Are you talking about the Bears? Because you just said the Lions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking this long day. No, the Bears.
Long day in the mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions around the Bears.
Like the Bears, like head coach wise, is he gonna be fine? Justin Fields, is he that guy that we think he's gonna do? Do we expect him to really spring up? Like, well, do y'all think he's gonna have that great third, 4 years stint?
That junior jump, I'm all for it. I expect it from him because in his years at Ohio State, he did nothing but get better. Granted, he did have a much better wide receiver core around him at Ohio State. No offense to the Bears, but he is a still good passing talent. They just need to give him the opportunity to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
I think they picked up Nate Davis in free agency and drafted Darnell Wright top 10. I still think there's questions with the O-line. And that's gonna be the biggest decider on how well they can pass the ball. Because Fields is very trigger happy with running the ball. So as soon as he feels pressure, he'll ditch.
Yeah.
He had 7 games last season being the leading rusher. No, sorry, 9 games being the leading rusher. 9.
Yeah.
And 3 of those were over 100 yards. He also threw for 100 yards on 2 of those 3 occasions. But why is your quarterback giving your leading rusher? This is not 2016 Panthers. This is not
Okay.
Josh Allen now.
There's a couple
There's no
games
success for that.
where he was the leading rusher just because he broke a giant one. And it's like take that run out and he's like third, but
I
They
mean,
also
he was-
still have my favorite tight end development and Cole Kmet. So I also still like him to be an integral part of the offense.
I mean, last season he was ranked Justin Fields was ranked number 2 with most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL at 55.
yeah.
So this man was literally getting hit. Hold on, let me do some math. He was hitting he was getting hit at least 3 times a game. Like they have to protect him offensively on that offensive line. They need to develop him and have him turn into a passier quarterback this season. If
And
he can't pass
also-
the football, then they will not succeed where people expect them to.
He's not big enough to be taking all these hits.
Not at
It's
all.
like
No.
shout out Cam and Herbert, not Herbert. Shout out Cam and Josh Allen because it's like y'all are built to, I guess, take that punishment.
But they
it's
still
not
fail.
because
They
they should.
still fail with getting hits. I mean, look at Cam's career. Look what happened
Yeah,
to Josh
Cam-
Allen last season.
Cam took so many hits that he was just constantly hurt and it killed his career.
Yeah.
And we cannot do that to the more fragile, but just as a freak athlete that is Justin Fields. Because why are you a track athlete throwing the pigskin instead of running it?
Yeah.
And so I think with anything, they really need to figure out what they're going to do there, and what that looks like. And I think my big thing is they need to be able to scheme well with him. Like they need to be able to. They need to really implement an offense that caters best to him. And like we've seen a lot of offenses cater best to the quarterback. Look at the Ravens. Look at Josh Allen's offense up in Buffalo. I mean, look at Patrick Mahomes' offense. They pretty much create their own offense. And so it's like they need to implement that same exact thing for Justin Fields to flourish. And I really hope the kid does flourish. I really hope he has a good season and he can play the best football he can.
Another thing is Fields ran a 4.4 40. Bro could just be be his own wide receiver and have a better day.
I mean, do we expect their wide receiver room to really take a bump this year?
They should, because they have Panthers heartthrob DJ Moore now. And now that gives Darnell Mooney a chance to be a good number 2 wide receiver.
I mean, they
instead
got
of the number 1.
They got good running backs as well.
Oh, they did pick up Dante Foreman.
Yeah, who
Huh.
I thought was really good last season.
I forgot about that. You know it's bad when your tight end room is better than your wide receiver room.
I mean, but it
And you're
shouldn't
not,
be.
and
though.
you're
I
not
mean,
the Patriots, and you're not the Patriots. That's
Yeah.
the difference maker.
I mean, it shouldn't be. Claypool was a big name at one point. Ooh, fell off the map.
If he turns into the
Darnell
real,
Mooney,
if Claypool turns into the real deep threat he's supposed to,
yeah.
then I'll give them more leeway to be good, because like I said, at Ohio State, that wide receiver core is immaculate and they have tons of deep threats. And what is Justin Fields really good at? Throwing a deep ball.
Yeah.
Does he have the time to? Obviously not. He doesn't even get a chance most of the time.
I mean, do you think they'll have a do you think they'll make it to the playoffs?
Mm, wild card is the best chance, if that, because the NFC is a lot easier than it is the AFC side. So they have a lot more room for error, but that shouldn't let them get complacent.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, as we begin to wrap up, talking about the Chicago Bears, like, what is something you all are excited for?
I'm excited to be for Fields' development because once again, I'm a big fan of his. And with Rodgers gone, they don't have to get bullied by him anymore. So with that lead to a little bit of happiness, a little happy go lucky that they now are free from their uh what is it? Their management, their mayor.
Yeah.
Maybe if they play it, they get their stadium sooner. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Lillian, anything you have on the Bears?
Hey,
Idiot.
I'm just excited to see the Bears get swept by the Lions for the second straight season.
You know, I'd take a bet on that.
God knows they're not that good.
I'd take a bet on that. Maybe I'm just drinking all of the Kool-Aid that Bears fans are telling me, but I think they'll be fine.
Hey, Bears fans are being real loud.
They are. They
That
really
hasn't
are.
done much.
Their
They really
Twitter is popping off lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bears Twitter very quickly forgot that they only won 3 games last year.
Oh, there it goes.
You're supposed to have short term memory when it comes to stuff like that.
Wait, how many games did they win last season?
3. And Bears fans think they're gonna win like 10 or some shit this
Could
year.
y'all like imagine like your team losing that many games?
I would rather not.
I
Like,
can
it would
imagine my
make-
team losing more. So
Wouldn't that that would make me cry daily? Anyway,
it
well,
takes the
Bears
fun out of
fans.
it.
If my team was bad and I didn't have an NBA team to root for, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. You know.
Well, listen, my soccer team was bad last season. Like we only got 30 points out of 30 games. It was pretty awful. It was bad.
That's embarrassing.
Shut up. So yeah, I knew how losing felt last season, to be honest.
Not
But
like your football team did any better.
okay, all right. We appreciate you guys for joining. Bears fans, comment, let us know how you feel.
Bear down.
I mean, how you guys I got high expectations for you Bears fans and for you Bears team, but we'll have to wait and see what it actually looks like. It will what's his face? Will Justin Fields be protected in the pocket? That is the biggest question of this offseason, in my opinion. But yeah, I have been your host, Davion. That's been Oronde. That's been Lillian. This has been the post game. Peace.